Hello, powerful feminine leaders, and welcome to the first live in this powerful feminine leaders group. I'd like to welcome you again to all the new members who decided to join me in this beautiful space of connection and sisterhood. And I would like to remind you to download your welcome gift, which is a tool that I have created for you. To start your day on the right foot. A tool that would ground you in a state of peace, ease, and balance throughout your day. So if you're joining me here live, please let me know in the comments where you're joining me from. Hi Renata, welcome. So good to have you here on this live. And if you will be watching the replay as well, please also let me know. So as promised, this live video, I will talk about my own heroine's journey and why every woman really goes through this journey and what you need to make this journey a success. So to reintroduce myself, I am Randa Ali. I'm a feminine leadership coach. And I'm half Lebanese, half Brazilian, but I live in Lebanon. Before I started into coaching, I worked administrative and managerial positions in a bank and in a university. Hi Monica, and welcome to the live video. So in these two jobs, I was successful, but nothing comes without a price. Especially for us women in the workplace, there are a lot of challenges that we have to go through. But there's always a limit to how much we can add of ourselves into really any workplace. There's a limit to how free we can be to do things our own way, because we are taught to do things a man's way. Because even there are books written on how to think like a man, how to act like a man, how to do things like a man. And so, I thought that this is just how life is supposed to go. And, I have to learn things the masculine way and do them, the masculine way, and just not complain, just suck it up and, go on with my life. But there was always something missing, something that I could not really pinpoint. Something that feels like, this just doesn't do it for me. It's like I'm searching for something and I don't know what this thing that I'm searching for. In relationships as well, I have had my ups and downs. And it got to a point where I got involved in an abusive relationship. And in that relationship, it was really challenging. It got me to the point where I kind of missed myself. I really got to that stage where I really felt like I really miss myself, because I was trying to change into this version of a woman according to what this man thinks a woman should be. And that was a very distorted idea of what a woman should be. But because, I was not aware of how I was coming from my limiting beliefs, coming from my insecurities, I thought, well, maybe he's right. And, this is not how a woman should be, not like me. I should be, the way he thinks a woman should be. And I think that at the crash of that relationship, because it got to a point where I just couldn't go on pretending to be someone else. So at the crash of that relationship, and I also lost my job, I think that was the point where my heroine's journey started. And, just a side note, Heroine's Journey it's the name of a book written by Maureen Murdoch. She wrote this book named Heroine's Journey, Woman's Quest for Wholeness. So basically she speaks about a woman's journey to her own truth, to the truth of who she really is at core, and what are the challenges that she faces during that journey. And that is why I always refer to that as, my heroine's journey. Because, basically for every one of us, we start like that. We start by being whatever the social conditioning tells us to be, whatever the culture tells us to be, until we get to a point where we know this is not how we want to be, and then we start our journey within. And so I started the wrong way. I started searching, how to be this attractive, like seductress or enchantress, or because, I thought, I failed in that relationship. I failed to attract that man or to have him be interested in me. So I really should learn the art of enchantment, maybe. But although I started that way, which to me really it's the wrong way, but on that journey, I started reading about feminine energy and masculine energy, and this is where the fun all began to me. This is where I discovered, this is something I'm really passionate about. Not to learn how to allure a man or how to seduce a man. I want to learn how to discover my inner treasures, really, and stop being what everyone else is expecting me to be, and start being what I know I truly am at a very deep level. And so with learning about feminine and masculine energy, I realized that I have to balance these energies within me. And to be honest, it's not like something you do and then there you go, your energies are balanced. It doesn't happen like that. It is an ongoing journey. You learn how to be in your feminine and then in your masculine whenever the situation needs that. So it's something ongoing. It goes on all of our lives. And so I had to learn how to be in my healed feminine, in my balanced feminine, how to heal the wounds of my past, how to come to peace with my present moment, and how to set my goals for the future. And this required that I first, like I said, heal from my past experiences. I had to identify what my limiting beliefs are. And, some of them I got to identify them by myself, but others I had the help of a coach, because some really limiting beliefs are not just, very apparent to us. And so working with a coach really helped me in discovering some of the beliefs that were really hidden inside of me. And I also had to discover what is my soul's mission, what's my soul's purpose, what is my message in this world. And I remember that during a meditation, I received this answer that I want to be a coach. But to be honest, first I had to rationalize it a lot. Like I couldn't accept the idea, like really the answer could come to me in a meditation. That was my inner masculine, rationalizing things. But when we are in our feminine, we definitely know the power of our own intuition, and we could accept that with open arms and open heart as well. And so that journey takes practice into silencing the mind, silencing this mind chatter, silencing the scared version of your inner masculine. And when you really connect to yourself, when you really silence that mind chatter, you get to hear your heart, to listen to what your heart is saying. That is when you get to connect with yourself. That is where you get to learn how to be coherent, how to believe in the power of your own intuition, and believe that there is inside you a source of immense wisdom. You just have to listen to that. And it wasn't easy. It never is. I think like every woman who has been on that journey would tell you, it's not easy, but it is so definitely worth it. Because the pain of staying in that version that the society tells us to be, what our social conditioning expects from us, is a lot higher than going through that journey. And I also learned about the importance of emotional resilience, which was really, I think, an obstacle for me in a lot of situations. And I got fascinated by the science behind emotional resilience, and so I studied that. And because I think it's kind of appealed to my inner masculine, you know, the science behind all of that. But still, I'm really passionate about sharing it with others as well. And so in the coming videos, I will be sharing a lot of tips and tools of emotional resilience, and also the science behind them. I don't want to take a lot of your time, but I don't think that any journey could be summarized in a few minutes. It is a very rich journey in pain and in victory and in success, and it's different for every woman. But it is basically about us coming to meet the true version of who we are at core, coming to meet our truth, embodying that, which is, for every woman, it is the powerful feminine within her. How she gets there, it's different for everyone. How that power shows up in the world is different for everyone, but we are all at core powerful feminine women. But I want to share with you really 5 basic qualities of that journey, 5 basic things that you need to incorporate in that journey to ensure that you are on the right track. So first is dare to be alone. And sometimes it's scary for us to be alone, but until we come to the place where we are happy with our own company, just being by ourselves, I don't think we can get a taste of our own power, because at that moment we do get a taste of how powerful we are. We realize how enough we are just by ourselves, by being in our own company. It never is about loneliness, and it is about discovering who we are, discovering what lies beneath the social conditioning and the cultural programming inside of us. So I do notice that with some of the women I worked with, you know, the resistance to being alone, because it elicits feelings of loneliness. But maybe at first it would do that, but you have to know how to go about that. You have to know that I am doing that to discover my own power, to discover my own treasures. And I think from that place, loneliness is never exists in that situation. Number 2, be brutally honest with yourself, because this journey really demands that you give yourself some tough love. For example, like I notice it with some of my clients who feel resistance or shame or guilt around having limiting beliefs, as if this is something wrong with them. But the thing is, we all have limiting beliefs. This is how we are raised, and this is how our brains work. Like, there's no one in this whole world who does not have a limiting belief. This is just a protection mechanism that our brains use. And so sometimes when we're not honest with ourselves, we try to deny that. Like, we would say, no, I don't have limiting beliefs. Of course not. Or for example, I remember one time, one of my clients, I was telling her how the ego identifies with our trauma, identifies with our story, and so it makes it hard for us to leave that old story and come into a new understanding of ourselves. And she was like, no, I'm not identified with that. I'm not. So the resistance comes from that place of our unwillingness to face our inner demons, our unwillingness to be completely honest with ourselves. And so you will do yourself great good when you get to that place of really being very honest with yourself. Because really no one is perfect. And if you really want to transform and change and grow, you have to figure out what is standing in your way. And this is one of the ways that you could discover that. So number 3, and this is really a big thing, is forgiveness. It is one of the most effective healing tools. Forgiveness for the feminine helps her to take her power back, step out of the victimhood mentality, learn the lessons from her past experiences, but she leaves the wounds. She comes into that place of the powerful feminine that has learned her lessons. She holds on to the wisdom of the experience, but she lets go of the emotional baggage and the emotional charge really around that experience. And so she becomes a little more free on that journey. So forgiveness, I know for me, it helped me a lot clear the energy around a lot of experiences. And I got to the point where I'm super grateful for all the experiences that I have been through, the negatives even more than the positive, because they allowed me to grow, to expand and transform in ways that like other positive experiences would not give me that. But I could only get to that place when I have used forgiveness as a healing tool. Also, we have to have clarity on our goals, what we want to achieve in this life, what do we want from life, what do we want to bring into our lives and the lives of others. And this was something I struggled with a little bit. I knew I wanted to be a coach, but then when you start your own business, it's really not something very easy. And so also with the help of a coach, Harjot, she's a member in this group as well. You will get to meet her and to know about her work. So she helped me a lot on that. And I know how that really made a difference for me, because it helped me to know how to manifest my soul's purpose and mission and message in this world. It helped me create this vehicle in which I could deliver my message to the world. And the last one, the 5th one, is at some point on that journey, you will realize how important it is to have a soul tribe of people around you who see your light. They love you unconditionally. They have no personal agenda in their connection with you, and they will celebrate your light and help you also to grow, to transform and expand as well. And I can say that I am lucky to have a beautiful soul tribe of men and women. They are all over the planet. they are in Brazil, like Monica. Renata is from Florida. I have members of my soul tribe in Canada, UK, Greece, New Zealand, you name it, everywhere in the world. And um, I know that this journey would not be complete without them. And so at some point you realize that you have to gravitate towards your own soul tribe. They don't have to be um, like a million um, individuals, but they could be one or two. But they are the people who, like I said, they see your light and they accept you for who you are, but still they push you towards, they see your potential, they push you towards that potential, and you have this like common mission with them. And this is what I really intend to create in this space for each and every one of you, to have a taste of what a soul tribe really is. Maybe you will find members of your soul tribe in this group as well, and have this kind of connection, the community, the sisterhood, where you feel valued, appreciated, where your light is celebrated. So this is what I wanted to share with you all about my heroine's journey. And I will, in later videos, of course, I will be talking more about different stages of this journey, and to speak more about feminine energy and masculine energy. This is something I'm super passionate about, and I would love to share with all of you, and also tips and tools on how you can achieve that balance. And if you have enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments. If you have any questions for me, please don't hesitate to ask, and reach out to me or to anyone you feel connected to in this group. Thank you, and till we meet again in another live. And thank you, Renata and Monica, for joining me in this live. Thank you. Bye-bye.